All right, guys. Oh my goodness, I had no idea that I was going to have so many wonderful people with me. Uh, and it's one of those things. It happened all at once, and like I announced this morning that was going to happen, and I've just had such a wonderful response. So many influential people are here with me tonight, and I'm so thankful for all of you. I'm going to go through. I'll actually, well, Corey's, well, there, Corey, right there. He's going to come back here in just a second. We'll start with this wonderful lady here. If you could all introduce yourself, we'll go this way, all the way up into Isaac. So you guys start.
Well, first of all, congratulations on 1K. That's huge.
Thank you so much. I told my son I would use this football as like my fireworks. Blah, blah, blah,
Awesome.
Right?
Perfect.
Do a light show.
Exactly.
Well, thank you so much for inviting me. My name is Kayla from Kay's Hidden Shelf. I talk about books, I talk to authors, and I just shout about the books I love.
Next.
I'll go.
The wonderful Beth. Yeah, Beth, of course. And then Tim.
Hi, my name's Beth. I'm from Grimdark Magazine and Before We Go blog. I am the head editor of the issues of Grimdark Magazine and the head editor of Before We Go blog and SBFB09 and a few things.
She's part of a whole bunch of amazing stuff that I'm like, oh man, I like that. My man right below me. There he is.
Oh, so now I'm flipping up. This is not fair.
Yep. We'll still go there. And then the mic.
Yeah, hey, I'm Tim McKay, indie dark fantasy author, and I'm just here because I love this guy so much. I don't know too many other people in the book community, whether on Twix, that's just what I call it these days, or BookTube and everywhere else. I don't know too many others who are supporting indie authors as well as Bearded Darkness, Matt Sorensen right here, and yeah, this 1K mark, man, you earned it. You deserve it.
Thank you so much, Tim. You're the best, dude. And just because you're in order now, right below me, Corey, go ahead and introduce yourself, man. What you're about, what you do.
So I'm Corey Ratliff. I'm a fantasy author of the.
Well,
no, wait,
there
he is.
Out.
There he is. All right, continue, my brother.
Having issues here.
It's all good. You're there now, so go ahead.
No, I wanted to come on here to congratulate you. I knew that you would be. I knew you'd be hitting 1,000. Give me a second.
I appreciate. So he's having some issues, which hey, it kind of comes with doing the live thing. My man, right there, Mike. Go ahead and introduce yourself, brother. We all know who you are, but go ahead, man.
I am merely Mike Molman, who fears the beard intensely. And I would like to just note everybody that Matt and we start our blogs within 2 weeks of each other. And yesterday we hit our milestone of getting 100 subscribers, and Matt's sitting at 1,000. So somebody's doing it right and somebody's clueless. I'll let you figure out who. Congratulations, Matt.
Thank you so much, Mike. You're not clueless. You're the man. Go ahead, Laura.
Hi, I'm Laura, fantasy author and reader. Yep, he's got my book of the Sunset Sovereign Dragon's memoir. I fell in love with Matt simply because of his whole family dynamic support. How he does it with 4 kids blows my mind, and that's kind of why I follow along. So I'm like, what is he doing? As I chase and run around with my 2 kids. So
if you guys listen closely, you can still hear the baby in the background, which I apologize, but kind of not really because it happens.
Yes, exactly.
Thank you, Laura. That's touching, man. All of you guys being here, it's wonderful. Corey, if he isn't able to come back, I want to make sure to say Corey is doing big things, man. So he had these wonderful covers when I met him and had him on he was one of the very first interviews I did, and he's redone. What is the word? It's like. Can't think. I'll think of it. He's redone himself. So he reached out because he was doing his own covers, and he's like, somebody that does this as a specialty might do it better than me. And not to say his old covers were ugly; they were beautiful. Man, these new covers though are a whole nother level. And Whispers of a World Breaker is his book. He's got a novella out as well. He's doing big things. He's had great success from reinventing himself, which is I was just trying to say. And he's doing wonderful things. So, Isaac, my man, go ahead.
My name is Isaac Anderson. I'm an indie author of The Garden Maze and hopefully some big things later this year. Dude, congrats on not only the 1,000 subs, but on making such an amazing Discord group. It's so alive and active over there, man.
Yeah.
Thank you, man. So again, everybody here has introduced themselves. I'm so thankful for all of you. There's some fun things that I want to talk about that I kind of like. So it's like, what do you talk about when you're celebrating 1,000, subscribers? And well, we're at the beginning of the year, so I found that as an opportunity to talk about a few things, some really fun things coming up. And anybody who wants to chime in, please do. One of the coolest things I did last year was become a part of Fanfi Addicts. And when I do get the chance to finish a book, talking about it and writing that hopefully constructive, written review, which is one of those things that I'm trying to learn to do better. Somebody who does it wonderfully is Beth down here. And I'm sure so many other people. So Esme, Rosalind, she does it wonderful.
Esme is
So
insane.
she's like, dude,
John.
John
Morrow.
So John, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
John Morrow. When I had him on the channel, it was like I had him on before I recognized how wonderful. Like, I knew he was great, but like once I spoke with him, it was one of those things. I'm gonna try to bring Corey, my man. You there? It's all good, man. It's all good, brother. I was talking about your new covers and everything. So if you can introduce what you do and what you're about.
Okay, so Corey Ratliff. I'm a fantasy author of the Elmerian Chronicles. My newest book is Whispers of a World Breaker. Really, that's the only Elmerian Chronicles is the only thing that really matters that I've done so far.
He's also a family man. That's a construction worker. It does a whole lot of good. And he's a family man. So
yeah, I heard somebody else talking about how you do all this with 4 kids, and my 4-year-old is sitting right there, or my 4th kid is sitting right there in front of me right now. He's 7 months old, and I could not do it.
There's no way.
My wife deserves a trophy.
Oh, I know. I hear that. I tell people all the time I could not do what she does.
So what I was talking about was some written reviews that really inspired me. Beth, John Morrow, Esme Rosalind, just some wonderful people who I really look up to. And TBRCon is coming up. So I joined Fanfi Addict, and it has been such a learning curve for me to do written reviews. So when I have the chance to write a review, it's been fun. It's been fun, and it's been a learning curve for me because I feel like I'm better explaining things than writing them down. I feel like they're never as good as some of the better ones that I feel like the best thing that we have in common as a human is our ability to be self-critical, right? At least I find that to be something I deal with. And I think I feel like making yourself uncomfortable is something important to me. Because one thing I feel like I've learned is making yourself uncomfortable, you learn the most. That's what I've done with the written review. So I'm really happy to be a part of Fanfi Addict. And what's coming up is TBRCon, something that is very exciting to me. We will be doing with the 4 Beardsmen of Apocalypse, which is me, DB Rook, David T. List, and Tom Bookbeard. Something that's kind of new, but something I have so much fun with. It's 2 Americans and 2 Brits, right? So our chemistry is so much fun. We make fun of each other the whole time. It's like, it's funny that you brought up mead, Beth, before this, because Tom's always got mead. He's like, yeah, of course, us Brits, drink lots of mead. And I'm like, look, Busch Light and Angry Orchard for me. So the chemistry is so much fun. I'm really looking forward to TBRCon because like I said, we're going to be doing something. We're going to be interviewing Alex Valdiers, who's a wonderful new indie author. He does sci-fi. Wolf in Space. This is going to be his first novel debut. I apologize for the baby in the background. She's a little upset. So
No apologies needed.
Yeah, no, absolutely not.
I can't
thank you,
even
guys. Well,
You mentioned mead for a second there. I brought my favorite scotch to celebrate the night. I don't know what everyone else is drinking, but
I love that. I love that because I'm not man enough to drink that. My man, Alex, sorry if it covers your face. It happens, people. I'm so sorry. We've got some wonderful people here. I'm going to shout some out real quick. Alex Valdiers, my man. I'm going to be chatting with you on TBRCon. Very excited. Any chance I get to speak with my brothers, again, DB Rook, David T. List, and Tom Bookbeard. Very excited. So I'm so glad you're here. He's been another wonderful supporter of the channel. You're the man. Crystal Matar, somebody who I just chatted with. She, oh my goodness, had so many wonderful things to say. Goodness,
Love her. Love her.
Yeah.
She's the bestie.
I started her book the other day, and I'm having so much fun with it. And what attracted me to her book was, well, the way it was worded to me. It was grimdark romance with like a murder mystery twist. I'm like, oh, heck yeah. Like, let's see what that flavor tastes like. You know what I mean? In fact, I remember when I was talking to UK on your channel, you had shown that chunker. I had no idea how big that bad boy was.
It's huge.
Both her
Yeah,
books
it's
are.
chunker.
Yeah.
I told Crystal that if anybody ever breaks into my house, I'm grabbing her book and I'm just going to slobber them with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you could.
Absolutely. So I'm going to shout out some wonderful people that we got here. I'm going to the top guys. Bert. Oh my gosh.
Bert.
Yes, Beth has some wonderful. So what happened with Bert lately, Beth?
Bert is on before we go.
Before we go blog.
That's right.
So before we talked, Beth, I was like, I'm having trouble pronouncing that, not in like an elementary way, but like, what does that mean? But so real quick, tell us what Before We Go blog is about.
I wish I had a better title for it. It's so confusing. Okay. When I originally made this site, it was for like bucket listing. So before we go crossing off stuff on your bucket list, I slowly realized my bucket list entirely consisted of books. So, so it became a book review site.
And
then,
it makes before we go.
Before we go. Yeah, before we go. We got stuff to read.
Before we go, guys, like before we enter the dirt again, before we take that last breath, before we take that step to make our kids kind of reminisce on what we did as parents, that means a lot to me. That before we go means a lot to me. The
logo says Before We Go blog, and then the two fists say read more, and then books at the bottom. So,
and
yeah.
I absolutely love that. And it was our talk, Beth. We'll kind of get to some funny things later about that. But it was that point specifically that made me not just love Before We Go blog, but just like totally fall for it. Totally dig that vibe because it hits me on my morals, right? It's like there's hobbies, and then there's those, okay, you hit me in the heart with that. And that's what Before We Go blog did. So yeah, TBRCon, the Four Beardsmen and I, the Four Beardsmen, which includes I, of the Bookpocalypse, will be interviewing Alex Valdiers. And then I also get the wonderful opportunity to speak with the finale, kind of like summing everything up as a whole of the TBRCon with some wonderful people. One of which, who asked me to do it, is Adrian Gibson. He had his wonderful cover reveal today for Mushroom Blues. It's funny, man. Like, so Adrian got a hold of me when I had like 3 subscribers, and I never understood that. I was like, Is that? But that's him, man. He's a wonderful dude, and he was like, hey, you've got this indie loving. You represent indie people so well. I'm getting this like set now for January, and this is like July of last year, people. Like he's one of those guys that just seen what he wanted and is going after it. I love that about him. And he's so well structured too. He had everything planned up. So congratulations to Adrian Gibson. If he's watching, if he ever watches, Mushroom Blues is going to be a blast. I can't wait to read it. It's and if you haven't heard about it, guys, go check it out. It's like this wonderful. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, that was a solid cover reveal. I think I
Yes.
saw it on my timeline like 15, 20 times today. It was just popping up. You know, everyone's talking about it.
Well, I think that he did what afterwards what a lot of indie authors should do. He got like I said, he got a hold of me last year, long before this ever happened, and planned this cover reveal. He's like, this is the date a year ahead of time. Can I save that? Is that on your? I was like, bro, of course. Like you got a hold of me when I had 3 subscribers, of course. Like you're my guy now. And you know, I seen that he done these SFF podcasts that it's like Ken Liu and Josiah Bancroft, and you know, all these wonderful people. So just lots of respect to him. Lots of wonderful. He's doing what I want to do. He's got a book coming out. He's been working on it for like 10 years. Congrats to him. But yeah, he asked me to be a part of the finale, which is January 28th. Both of the lives that I'll be doing. Look at that. You can see my kitchen chair. There we go. It's a beautiful kitchen chair, folks, but we're here for other reasons. No. So Adrian Gibson, congratulations to you guys. Thank you all for being here. Again, it's so humbling to me. My baby's still crying. I feel bad for my wife. She's doing a wonderful thing. If she pops in here, then we'll all have to give her a hell yeah. Right?
Yes.
Absolutely.
So the 28th of January, we're doing TBR Con. I'll be on there twice. Very excited for that because it's news to me, right? It's one of those newer things to me. I didn't ever hear of TBR Con. And have you guys ever experienced the TBR Con? Are you guys?
I have been a panelist and I have been a moderator, and I'm a panelist and a moderator this year too. And
John A. Douglas.
I am scared. I am terrified. Oh my God.
I have to introduce my man, another guy that has been on my side since like 1 subscriber, John A. Douglas. My dude, how are you tonight? This is after church. I respect that you go to church. What's up, man?
It's cold, man. I ain't gonna lie. we Louisianians are not built for this level of cold. Okay, it's under the whole freezing table. We had less than a smattering of sleet shut the whole state down. That's just standard procedure for us, and you know it is what it is.
I'm in Ottawa, Canada. I'm in Ottawa, Canada, and the snow is about
right,
a foot and a half high off the ground right now.
That's too much.
We just
And
had
that's
like a
most
huge
for us.
snowstorm.
So yeah,
It's cold as hell
so
here.
Continue telling me how hard you have it. I'm just kidding.
It's really
we
hard in
still
Miami
drove
right
to work,
now.
Tim.
Miami is suffering really hard.
Yeah, you're close
Really
enough too.
hard.
You've got even worse, Kay.
It was 70 degrees today. It was really bad.
And I ain't gonna lie, when I hear the Brits start complaining about like they have a massive heat wave and they have people dying in the streets and it's like 89 degrees. I'm like, that is a cool summer to us.
Yeah.
So it all balances out in its own way.
Yeah.
We all bring
Hi,
our
it's
experience to the
122 here. You know,
table. Where are you at, Beth?
Vegas.
Vegas, the desert.
Yeah.
Where it never. Well, it gets cold at night, and
It's
the lizards
it's
like.
actually cold as hell right now. It's in the 20s, which
Hey,
is
that's
pretty cold for us. I mean, we drop in the 30s and stuff at night normally during the winter, but 20s is cold. 20s is killing all the plants and palm trees and stuff.
well, fellas and ladies. There's not many plants in the desert. There's a couple. There's cacti. There's some fun ones. So I live in Ohio. Okay, we're in that weird state where there's like definitely snow. We're definitely gonna get a flake or 3. Look
We're
at
gonna
that.
get
You
more
can see my
tomorrow.
clock. Yeah. Yes. Oh, Laura's in the same. She's like like 3 hours? You're in Cleveland.
Yeah,
by
we're
Cleveland.
3 hours. We're gonna have to meet up at one point.
I know we're gonna have to have lunch or something at like a Five Guys or something, right? Because they have the best burgers. But it's like
that's bold. That's a bold statement right there.
I'm with Beth. I'm gonna take you somewhere else.
now I don't have an In-N-Out burger, but Kayla over here, and Tim, they're up in Canada. Okay.
Oh yes.
And it's much colder where they're at than where I'm at, or anybody I believe on this panel here. And again, my baby girl, oh my goodness, I feel so bad for her. I feel like she's really sick. She's had a little bit of a cough, but she's really pissed off right now. So if you guys hear her, it's one of those things. It's like,
I don't hear her at all.
Oh, good. That's wonderful. Yeah. The noise canceling that StreamYard promises me is working. They've come through for something. Thank you, StreamYard. So yeah, it was like 11 degrees here. My car was like, so your battery, if people don't know, when it gets really cold, it doesn't like to work properly, which is why if you're in Alaska, say, hopefully you have a diesel because you can plug those bad boys in and light up the not the spark plugs, but with the glow plugs that they use, and you can start your car. But here in Ohio, it's like 11 degrees and it goes wow, 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 and it'll start up hopefully. But the batteries don't like the cold. We're dealing with it. John, how cold is it where you're at, Louisiana?
We are hitting 18 degrees on
18.
Really low. Yeah.
That's really bad for Louisiana.
That's really bad.
That is. I was thinking you were going to say like 45, and I'm like, man, I'm in shorts.
Like your pipes can freeze down. Louisiana's not set up for this.
No. Y'all joke, but I literally mean, I posted this on Twitter the other day. Just a little bit visible sleet is enough to shut the entire state down. The schools shut down. The government buildings shut down. They have made accommodations for people to stay at my job so they didn't have to try and drive in. And now I lived in New Jersey for a brief period of my life, and I know what it's like to live in like thick snow and thick ice on the road. So it doesn't bother me, but in my state, just having it rain will give every driver on the road a room temperature IQ. You add ice to that equation and it goes negative. So it is not pretty. The last time we had actual hard ice and snow in our state, the sides of the road looked like a parking lot of people who are not able to navigate how to drive in this conditions.
One second, Chris. I hope you can hear me. Sorry, go ahead.
I just moved from Portland. I'm from Las Vegas, but I've been living in Portland for 10 years. And Portland got hit real bad. Half the city doesn't have power. And they have 6 inches of ice right now. Like you look at the freeway and it's just trucks that have stopped on the freeway and they can't go anywhere because of all the ice.
Christopher Nabo is in the house. I have to say, my man, thank you so much for stopping in, brother. I appreciate you so much. Where are you at location-wise?
I'm in Seattle.
Okay, so he's cold, guys. He's really cold. What's your weather like right now, brother? That's what we're talking about.
It's actually not bad. I think we're above freezing, so
that's pretty.
We don't have it as bad as like some of the country, but yeah.
Man, thank you so much for popping in. Me and Chris is going to do something wonderful this year. Some planned thing. This was last minute. And I just wanted to say, Chris, I appreciate you popping in because you're one of many wonderful people who decided to celebrate this with me. And I really appreciate it. You've got one of the wickedest bookshelves I've seen.
Hey, that's bold.
Yeah. Man.
Well, congratulations, Matt. 1,000. That's awesome.
Thank you so much, Chris.
Absolutely.
I appreciate that. It's funny, man. You and Kay and let's think. Kay, Chris. There's some, let's say, John. We've got. I watch other indie representing booktubers, and I'm like, oh, man, I got that book. You guys do the same thing, right? It's like, man, I've got that same thing. It's so cool to see you guys influenced and so passionate about the same thing as I am. Some wonderful people up in here. I got kind of carried away before I was throwing them up. I'm going to throw, if your face gets covered, I'm so sorry. Beth, I think it's going to be you. That is not planned.
It's fine. It's fine.
Matt Jones, man. He sent me, you know what? I think he's right here. Hold on. If I'm within arm's reach, you know that the Beard of Darkness, aka Matt is gonna grab that bad boy. The Shepherd, man. I didn't know I was into short stories.
So good.
And yeah, I was just gonna say, I just saw Kay talking about The Shepherd and your newer book coming out that I'm very excited to read as well. So
I see
thank you for
David
being
List
here,
in
Matt.
the chat, and I got to tell you, y'all got to don't sleep on his cover. Look at that book cover.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's a
wow.
great cover.
But do you got the
Another
proof?
Felix.
Proof?
Do you got the
No.
proof?
I've got the proof of oceans of others. I think I was the first quote unquote booktuber who actually reviewed it like right after it came out. This wound up being a great Halloween read. I was like, dude, this is fantastic.
Man, there's more than a couple. Man, DB Rook's Violence and Vigilance is absolutely part of that. One of the first books I still got to do reviews on because I haven't finished them 100%. This bad boy is a chunker.
That's a chunker.
But if David's still here, he'll solidify this for me. When I actually reached out to him, I was like, man, this sounds awesome, which it is. It's so good. He's influenced by a lot of the same things I am. Gladiator being the biggest one. And he's like, yeah, man, I haven't ordered I just ordered my proof. Is that okay to send you? And I'm like, yeah, bro, I got mine before his. And he was like, send me pictures. Like he hadn't got his proof yet. I felt so bad. Huge shout out to my brother, my guy, my fellow Ford Beard, one of my four beardsmen of Apocalypse, David T. List. Hold on. Is he here?
There he is right there.
There's a million comments. You guys are amazing. Thank you
You
guys.
have a lot of supporters. You do so much for everyone.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Good. Oh my gosh. Belltube's here. Catherine. Thank you so much, Catherine. Oh my God. I just got monetized today. So I'm so
First
new to
super
this.
chat.
Yes, bro. Thank you, Catherine. That's amazing. I'm so thankful for that. Thank you. That's amazing. Yeah, it's David T. List. Mac, you've got the first physical print. And I'm proud of that because, man, look, Felix Ortiz being the cover artist. Come on, people.
How do y'all book him? I tried to book him for my cover, and he's like booked up till next summer. I'm like, Jesus.
Wow. Oof.
So speaking of which, tell your story, Tim.
Yeah, as of yesterday, I am scheduled with Felix Ortiz for the cover for The Fall of Selvin Dread. So, yeah, that's early copies of that will be ready in a few months, and then the actual proof copies. See, this is the sort of reason that us indie authors come on this channel half the time. It's just the things we learn. Like if I had known when I put out my first book that sending a proof copy was like a badge of honor for you guys, would have been doing it all over. So here we go. Now you will have a proof copy coming your way. Here you go.
I don't know. Proof copies take forever. I ordered this author copy back in December 12th. I got it today.
Where's that from? Ingram or Amazon?
Amazon. It was they were slow down.
Bezos is sleeping on you guys.
Quick for
You
me.
guys don't mind for a second? I promised my daughter she could be on YouTube.
Oh yes, let me
She's
put this
like
down.
super stoked.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you, sweetheart?
Hi, Vivian.
Thank you for being on here.
Thank you for being on here too.
You're amazing. Your best daughter. You have like so much potential within those fingertips.
Thanks.
What's your name?
Vivian.
Vivian? Oh, I love that name. Oh, it's such a beautiful name. Thank you for popping on here. I'm so thankful for you.
Thanks.
Of course.
I'm gonna give you back to my mom.
It was nice seeing her.
I love you.
Beth, that's beautiful. That's what
You're
I'm
so
about.
sweet.
That is amazing.
fame right
I'm
there.
so thankful.
Can you shut the door, please?
So you were speaking of badges of honor. Philip Chase being in my 1000 celebration, man, that's a badge of honor to me because this guy, Dr. Fantasy, the guy that got to talk to my favorite author, which is John Gwynn. Man, this guy, he's talked to his sons. This guy has influenced me so much. So, man, Philip, thank you so much for being here, brother. I really appreciate you. And I'm overwhelmed with the people here. So I really appreciate you all. Thank you so much, Brian. I'm very thankful for you. I couldn't say that enough. RH, thank you. I'm going to be talking to RH soon. She just sent me like all her books, which is a lot, folks. I'm so excited. Yes, there it is. Watcher of the Damned.
Watcher of the
Bro,
Damned.
I got this big old box and I'm like, who could this be from? RH, no, man, she's got a lot of them. and I think she does a wonderful thing for the community.
For you guys on the panel, for you guys watching, if you're wondering what this is basically Beauty and the Beast set in Fallout with heavy Western themes.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
I
nice.
guarantee you've never read
Why do I
anything
not
quite
know
like
about
this.
And RH, if you're still in the chat, John is the one who was like, man, you got to talk to her. She'll probably want to talk for like 4 hours if you've got it.
And you will want to sit there and listen to it. She is a force of nature.
That's amazing, man. I'm always down for it. So, it's funny when you do these things like interviews or cover review. Well, especially interviews. Cover reviews are kind of like planned a couple months ahead, and you can do if you're sick or not. But interviews, sometimes you have to kind of change the dates around. And I'm sure somebody on this panel has had to deal with my dates being a little screwy. So I appreciate anybody that's had to deal with that. RH Snow being one of them. I know some things happen with her, and then another time things happen with me. So it's a commonality I appreciate. Man, somebody else that I really respect and love what he's doing. Brian Bell, my guy, the innovator, the inventor, the man that goes, what does he say at the beginning of his books? Once upon a time. And then he just makes this wonderful thing up that's like, how did you learn how to do these wonderful things all of a sudden? And man, he's just doing a great thing. So thank you for saying that. I absolutely appreciate it, Bell, too. Brian.
Loved his Lit
you,
RPG video that he did the other day. Introduction to Lit RPG. It was great.
Yeah, I saw that today. It was pretty good.
I just saw Philip Chase. We did a review of his third book today, by the way. Yeah.
Which is that the Way of Edan?
Yeah. I think it's the
Way of Edan.
Yeah.
I told him, so him and a couple different authors, including E.C. Greaves, Philip Chase, and the other is escaping me. And I'm going to do a couple. There's those authors who have multiple books out. I'm going to dedicate a month to getting through their books and doing reviews on them. I'm very excited because, in 2023, I kind of had this thought in my head that, I know you're having a baby, but maybe you can still read. No. A lot of my buddies, as far as authors here, know that your books that I've got last year will be a part of my 2024. So I'm very excited about that because, I've been looking forward to here's one, Violence and Vigilance. I'm like 3/4 of the way, and I've been 3/4 of the way for like a year now. Well, not a year, like 6 months. And I'm just excited to finish those. Thank you, Philip. The honor is all mine, Matt. You're doing awesome things here. Thank you so much, man. You're a part of that wonderful thing I'm trying to do. You're an indie author. You're a wonderful guy. You're after that same thing as me, and you teach me so much, that knowledge that I'm after. So keep doing what you're doing as well, man. Let's see.
Your wife did join in. Can we do a little cheer of the glass for her for getting the youngest down?
Oh, yes. The baby's been quiet for a few minutes, guys.
Oh,
Cheers.
you said the Q word.
Yeah. Well, John's a father. He knows. By the way, John, I was going to say, man, I thought I seen it right, and I did. The Punisher hat, dude. Where do I get one with the Velcro?
Oh, this is just a camo hat my wife got somewhere. That's just a patch that go. You can get a morale patch you can get all kind of stuff on there. Like, I'll switch that out. I got a better one.
Let's do it.
That's actually awesome.
It is. John's book, The Black Crown, is on my shelf over here. That's like immediate reads, so or else I grab it.
Yeah,
I'd ruin
it's a
my
fun
book.
cover too.
There we go.
Yes, I love it.
Oh, that's
man.
great.
John, we could design you an orc one.
Yes.
I gotta look for one. I'll
My
get some more.
wife's got your back.
Thank
She's
you.
a graphic designer, bro. She can knock that out in no time.
I cannot wait to see the shirt that we talked about with the beard.
Hear the beard.
So she's got it designed, and she hasn't sent that. Hold on. There's a couple. I got to look through here because there's a couple people that's gotten some shirts. One of them I did see in the chat. My man, Ryan Skeffington. There he is. Matt didn't know he was into a lot of things until he got to BookTube. No one tell him about Magic the Gathering. Yeah, dude. Man, if I had the time, I'm telling you.
Yeah, the
John-
money. My good God.
Man,
I don't even play Magic. I know how expensive it is.
Oh, so okay, and I would love to know this personally, and I'm sure so many other people do. When you're playing any kind of board game like that, I can't just pick that bad boy up one time and I'm like cool for a little bit. Let me know what goes into it a little bit.
A board game?
It's not a board game.
Yeah, it's not a board game. It's a card game first.
You mean like a
card?
You mean like a
mat.
tabletop RPG?
You can get a nice little mat if you want, but there's no board.
The dice markers. That's just about little tokens to mark
How
your
can I
cards to
prove
keep
to
track
you-
of hit points.
How can I prove to you in any better way that my buddies in high school that was like, man, come hang out, and I'm like, no, and then like, so Magic the Gathering isn't. So to be honest, Magic the Gathering isn't one that I've looked into. D&D, on the other hand, is very much something I've looked into. And John, I know you know some D&D. To be a beginner, what do I got to know? What do I got to do?
I can point my camera up here and show you. Y'all don't usually see this part of my shelf up there. That's all source
D&D
books. D&D.
I break borders.
This one right here, and this dude actually gave me these. This was reprints of the originals that came out like for the 25th anniversary, and like apparently these are really good collector's items. And the dude just gave them to me because he said it was taking up room on his shelf.
Wow.
Tabletop games are as complicated or as expensive as you want them to be. Because once I learned how to do the rules and how to manage the system, really, if you have a table full of people that are okay with just pen and pencil and theater of the mind, imagination, you really don't need a whole lot. You don't need all the minis and all the dice, although I've got plenty right here for sure. You don't need a whole lot of things as long as you've got a good table imagination. And
so I'm about to bring you guys all in real quick. So one of the things that I know about board games is the dice. Look, I had no idea until it was like, I seen people on YouTube, I seen people on Twitter or Instagram, what have you, and they're like, "Look at my dice collection," and I'm like, "Why do people have so many of these weird like?"
They're the potato chips of gaming. Okay, you buy one and you think, "Okay, it's cool, I've got one," and then you've got and then all of a sudden you're like, "Well, I like this set too," and I just Plus, these are very satisfying to play with. Just listen to that. Clickety clackety math rocks.
Anything that kind of jingles or jangles or clicks or what have you.
I will say this, just so you know, and there's a lot of ones out there that have like stuff in them. Like this one is a Christmas one. You hard to see, but it's got little Santa Clauses on the inside. The dice that have stuff in them tend to be a little imbalanced, and the metal dice tend to roll a little shit too. So. Just stick with solid plastic or solid resin dice.
So I'm about to bring you all in real quick. I have got like a quarter of my TBR for 2024 to my left here. I'm going to go through 5. And then I'm going to go around the horn. And I want to hear 1, 2, or 3 of your TBRs for 2024, okay? Because I'm very interested. So the first of which... I was sent this a couple months ago. This is from Amanda Aller. She does YA fantasy. She was on my panel with some other authors for a giveaway, and I'm very impressed with this hardcover. This is Daughter of the Sun. Sorry, by Amanda Aller. This is the review copy. This is out now, I believe. 90%. So. That's the first. I'm going to say, which I've already reiterated, so I won't count this one. Violence and Vigilance, which I've read 3/4 of. Sword of Kaigan. I have not read that yet.
Same.
The Last Ranger by J.D.L. Russell. And I'm going to go with my last one of this bunch because I've got plenty more. I've got quarter of my TBR here.
Oh,
Blood of the Spear by Mark Timoney.
Yeah,
so
good.
So,
That one.
Starting with my man Tim, let's hear a few, however many you want to name, of your 2024 TBR. Let's hear it.
I've actually got it on my phone right here. So I mean, at this right now, I'm all ebooks. I really have to start building back up my my bookshelf. But Coming up next. So right now I'm on The Thieves We Are, or sorry, The Traitors We Are is what I'm reading right now. But so that doesn't
Michael
count.
Roberti.
So my 3, the moment I'm done that, Starlight Jewel, Daughter of the Beast, and then right after that, and then I have to finally hit up some Mark Lawrence. I've got Prince of Thorns coming right after that. So those are my 3.
Good ones. All right, Kayla from Kay's Hidden Shelf.
Well, so Crystal made a comment in the chat there where her and I met up. We're actually local to one another as well. Her and I met up at Indigo, which is our bookstore, and she was saying that she was surprised I didn't buy any books. And part of that is I have too many unread books. I need to read the ones I have.
It's so pretty though.
Don't we all?
So pretty.
Shout out to Crystal Matar.
It is. It's nice. But anyway, I'm trying to read more on my shelves. There's a lot that are unread. So the list is longer than I want to count. But for the foreseeable future, I'm finishing up Shorefall by Robert Jackson Bennett, which is the sequel in the Foundry side trilogy, I think it's called. And I also started The Court of Broken Knives by Anna Smith Sparks. So good so far. It was so easy to fall into. And after that, there's too many options, Matt. There's too many options. I don't know.
I totally understand. That's why I was like, 2 or 3, and then I'm not going to hold anybody accountable for because I know how I feel. I've got these bookshelves. There's so many wonderful authors. There was the comment that Crystal Matar made. Before that, the wonderful, beautiful, amazing child-bearing, the child-watching, child-soothing Book Mama 87, my other half. She got the baby.
Love her.
Yes. Thank you, Mama. All right, Beth, let's hear some of these wonderful 2024 books that we can see before we go blog.
I have so many books on my my e-reader. I'm looking at the stuff I've got out. One sec.
You take your time. I know you've got the cream of the crop behind you. She's got Brandon Sanderson sent books with personal notes, guys.
That was a great interview too.
She's great.
That's a flex.
Flex and a half, bro.
You don't read the whole interview. She keeps flexing. She's just like, I got Patrick Rothfuss doing it.
Yeah, like I'm about to talk to Patrick Rothfuss for like 3.5 hours with John Morrow, like the make glass has never been invented before. Yeah, dude. Beth is that chick for sure.
That was cool. That was something.
I know. I watched it. I was like, oh, Patrick Rothfuss, Beth, John. Count me hibernating for 3 hours.
All right, so just off the top of my head, I've got Paradise.
Okay, who's that by?
It is by David Wellington.
Ooh, okay.
And
David Wellington.
I started this. This book is badass. It's a ship that's broken apart in space, and there's people trying to survive it.
I
love me some sci-fi. I love sci-fi.
That sells me pretty good on it. I like the idea. That sells me pretty good on it. I like the idea.
Yeah. And then I got short stories by Paul Tremblay.
That ain't a short story. That's a novel. Come on, Beth.
No, it's short stories.
Oh, it's a novel full of short stories. I was like, damn, I can't get through that in a month. Beth's like in an afternoon.
No, not that. No.
That's Esme, right?
No,
yeah, that's Esme.
Yeah. And then I've got no, not Wanderers. The second book in this series. Sorry, the second book.
Oh, no,
have you guys read Wanderers?
Who is it by?
Chuck Wendig.
Oh, nope, I have not.
Okay. This is I think this is his opus, and his second book came out last year, and this is amazing. This is like The Stand, but for now.
Ooh.
You know,
I have not read The Stand, so
it's chunky too. Like
the thing is with The Stand, real quick, is like The Stand is one of those that you hear you have to get that like special edition where it's not filtered right from the editor, and that bad boy's like what like
1,450
14.
pages.
Yeah, dude. Like, and the thing is it's not cheap. Like, it's hard to find that edition for like a reasonable price.
I have.
I know you've got it.
I got
about
about
it in the
300
rainbow.
pages into it. I don't know. I kind of faded off. Someone has to convince me to keep going.
I finished it. I did not get why everyone liked it.
Oh, really?
It was good, but I don't know why it's everyone's favorite.
Probably because it's like unlike anything that was out at the time. You know?
Mm.
I have heard
Spitballing here.
from Facebook. I have heard, because I've asked this question multiple times, just so I know I'm getting that real answer, folks. And I'm like, all these like Stephen King groups that I'm part of, Stand and like Cujo. I like Fairy Tale, to be honest with you. That was the first book of Stephen King's I read. I like Fairy Tale, but The Stand is by far the majority winner.
It's not his best. Not by
Really?
far. No, I have this thing that I've been trying to do the last couple of years. Read everything he's ever written.
Like 60-some books.
It's like 75 books, and then all of his short stories and stuff. And I'm about halfway through it.
I've got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I've got like 15 of his books,
They're
and I know
chunky. It's
they
a
are.
quest. Yeah.
The Institute was solid.
How many millions of words is he at now? Does anyone know? I feel like I see it once in a
So
while.
many.
He doesn't even know, because he's like eating his chicken wings. Like, I really raked up good here, folks. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
But his, I personally, I think his best books is like
The ones he wrote when he was loaded.
when I call them his cocaine years. His
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
no couch.
So, you know, that's like, oh God. What is it called? The one with the vampires.
Oh, that's
Salem's Lot.
Salem's Lot.
Yeah.
Salem's Lot.
Yes.
Salem's Lot, I think,
Massachusetts
is the
a hell of
best.
a state if you're up for some, the fucking Stephen King reads. That's where he bases all his, right? Maine?
Yeah.
Most of them, yeah.
Bangor. Yeah.
Yeah. John, let's hear some 2024 TBR reads. Let's go.
Okay. I think this what I'm about to show you is covering me for at least the first quarter pretty well.
All right.
Because this
Trust
has
me.
become a new favorite of mine. I'm in the middle of The City of Marble and Blood by Howard Andrew Jones. Guys, don't sleep on this series. Imagine Sword and Sorcery filtered through the TV show Rome. That's what this is. The structure
He
is
just
a little
recently
weird.
talked me into him.
Yeah.
Yes.
That worked for me.
Here's the
I can
thing.
enjoy that.
Every chapter in the books is basically a standalone short story that works towards a narrative end, but can stand alone by themselves. So it's really great in that regard. It's a great central protagonist, very smartly written. This stuff is fucking genius. I am always in awe of how he says so much in so short a period of time. And I'm like, I'm taking notes as a writer. This stuff, and the third book's supposed to be due out this year at some point, but right now there's only two: Lord of a Shattered Land and City of Marble and Blood.
I've talked to 3 traditionally published dudes on my channel about their writings in the Conan franchise, about him personally. Like don't sleep on him, just like John's telling me.
Yeah. The next one I have, and I'm trying to finish this as quickly as possible because I want to get to this next book tomorrow. This is a guy that has popped up on everybody's radar very recently.
Bro.
Stone and Sky by Z.S. Diamante, who will be on my channel tomorrow at 7 p.m. Central on my Author's Outpost live.
Nobody
live
sleep
stream.
on this.
Yeah, I
That's
am
awesome.
so excited to talk to this guy. He's got a really big TikTok following, and then he just popped up on Twitter and everywhere.
His
And-
book is so much fun, bro.
And it sounds like it's just like mine. And I'm like, I want this. I want to read this. I want to get to this so I can get to the sequel that drops on February the
He's a
5th.
solid dude too.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah,
After that,
100%.
I got a good friend of mine.
Kay's about to talk with him too.
Yes.
Next Friday. Yeah.
Looking forward
Yep.
to it. Next is my good friend TJ Lombardi, The Dying Breed Hunters. This is a
That was
grimdark progression light, kind of a military fantasy book. I only got a little bit into it, but it seems pretty solid. I'm waiting for that good solid hook in the narrative to get me. And then probably after that, what I'm going to do is I got sent some books. I got sent 1, 2.
Hey, thank you so much. You're the best.
3,
I want to say real quick, thank you so much,
4.
Kay.
Absolutely.
5
Thank you so much
books.
for having me. I'm gonna dip out, make some room for Corey. So you guys have fun, party on.
Okay.
Thank you,
My
Kay.
turn.
I got sent all 5 books of Michael Schultheis's The Rostoval Saga, and I'm going to power through the whole thing because the thing I did last year was I did not like the fact that I was reading one book and then there was more of a series to read. And I was getting to, I want to get to as many authors as I could. I don't like being behind on series. So I'm going to put these 5 behind. And then probably after that, I'm going to get to David's and Bastards of Liberty by Matthew Zorick. I'm going to get through some of the single ones during the summertime. No Hearts for a Thief. This one is by my friend B.A. Turner. This is, I know it's a little hard to see that. This is Vigilante's Creed, which is an urban grimdark fantasy that he's
Omnibus.
Omnibus. Yes, this is actually 2 books.
It's an urban grimdark fantasy.
But yeah, inspired by the TV show Gargoyles.
Yes,
I'm very interested.
Yes,
Bro, yes.
Yeah.
And he's such a solid dude too.
Solid.
Hey,
I like this
you're
cover
out
because
there
it works
listening?
either way.
Another dude that John introduced me to was him. Very much
And
so.
you interviewed him, and that was awesome. It was one of the better ones I've seen in a while. Like, he was just a super solid dude as well.
He's dude, he's in there.
Yeah.
I need to get my pencil here. to write all
Just
this
don't
stuff
argue
down.
with him.
Yeah,
about,
we should all be taking notes. I'm just gonna look at the
I
recording.
have an Amazon shopping cart open right
Just
now.
don't argue with him about
Just have a shopping
Zack
cart.
Snyder because he's a big fan.
Zack Snyder, hey, look, me and John, we might agree with this. And if we don't agree, we're still friends. Like, I'm not that dude. Just gonna be like, oh, you disagree with me? My panties are in a knot. Daniel Green, who is somebody I respect, not necessarily like, but I watch most of his shit. Okay, he was Rebel Moon was one of my favorite. Yeah, Rebel Moon was one of my favorite movies on Netflix this year. He was like hating so much on that shit. And if you don't like it, look, we can still be buddies.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like that with me. If you liked it, we could still be buddies too, because I liked it too.
I liked it.
It was legit. I thought that the action sequences were like futuristic. I thought that the I don't know her name, but the woman main character portrayed a very kind of, I don't know, disturbed young lady who doesn't know how to accept love, and totally went through that whole character well. There were some other characters I loved. Look, I don't know why I went on that tangent, but I liked Rebel Moon.
I don't have Netflix, so it doesn't matter. I don't care. But look, Beard, I'm going to jump off. I've got to get some supper going, and the wife wants some hot chocolate because it's cold. And what she wants, she's going to get. But listen, congratulations on 1,000 subs. Well earned. You put in a lot of hard work to get there. You got there in like half the time I did. And
Thank you, man.
for God's sakes, man, leave some authors for the rest of us to interview, okay?
Carpe diem, man. I got it on my forearm. I got to live by that rule.
I will see
Thank
you
you,
later. I'm
John.
gonna duck out in case anybody else wants to come join in and give you your congrats. Your
Thank you,
well
John.
earned,
I
bro.
appreciate you, brother. I appreciate
Here's
you.
John.
Yeah, Beth, Isaac, Tim, Christopher, Lori, Mike, and Corey. Y'all take care.
Bye, John. Have a great
In a
night.
respectful fashion,
John.
like I knew he would.
Solid guy. Really solid
whole-
guy.
What was that book
Yeah, he is.
again that he was talking about? So I don't forget.
Yeah,
The
I've got it
grimdark
right
urban
here.
fantasy.
Vigilante's Creed.
Vigilante's
Vigilante's
Creed.
Okay.
I've got that same book over here on my like initial. Yeah, I got to read it.
I
That's
love
solid,
urban
man.
fantasy. So.
And the thing is he's like an artist too, and it's like, so in the 90s we grew up with those gargoyles, right? And just wonderful. Oh, wonderful. Yes. Tori, Tekken, thank you for being here. That was perfect timing. Oh my
Hi,
gosh.
guys.
So wonderful. Talking about
Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Tori. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I'm reading your new book, and it's just it's so good. I'm just so thankful for you to be here. So there's a few people who I watched before starting my own YouTube channel. There's gonna be Mike with Mike's reviews, of course. We're gonna have Kay. We're gonna have Tori, of course. So I really appreciate you.
Thanks, Matt. We appreciate you too.
The beanie. So, oh, you've got it written. The Beanie Queen. I thought I was gonna get it wrong, and I had it right. The Beanie Queen.
Yep.
We are a mutual lover. Oh, yes, Jim. Thank you, brother. My man. I'm gonna throw some. So, Jim. I'm sorry, Tori. Jim.
You're good.
If you're okay with me throwing up some pictures, let me know. If you're not, that's totally cool. My man ordered one of my wife's t-shirts, and he's just been one of the most wonderful supporters. You know, some people that come through, I just am so thankful for, and he's one of the. Okay, yes, look at you. So, real quick, Tori, I'm gonna let you know what we're doing real quick. Isaac's next down there. I threw some initial 2024 reads. I'll repeat them to you so you see them. JDL Russell's The Last Ranger, Sword of Kaigan. I'm at the last quarter of Violence and Vigilance by David T. List, and Daughter of the Sun by Amanda Aller. So that's the first quarter of my 2024 reads. So we're just talking about some TBRs for the 2024 season. So what we're going to do, because this has changed spots here, because that's what happens. We're going to go to my man, Chris Navo, if you're okay with that, Chris, to talk about some 2024 TBR reads. And then we're going to go to Isaac Anderson, then to Corey.
All right. Well, I mean, where do you begin with your TBR, right?
Yeah.
I decided I'm going to instead of trying to catch up with all the backlog, I'm gonna hit like current reads. So I'm gonna hit all the break-ins now. For 2024. That way I'm like caught up, and then I'll go back to my backlog of other TBRs. But I do have 2 samurai books going on right now. I have Undead Samurai by Baptiste Pinson Wu, and then I have I'm going to be reading Sister Samurai right after that. So, and it's a pretty short book, so a couple, like a day read there. I have, like I said, the break-ins, and then I have Shogun going on, and that's going to be like a 3-month read probably.
I hear it's good though. I hear it's really good.
God, what else? I want to start Ryan Cahill this.
There we go.
Year. I got.
Sorry.
Oh, there I am.
There we go.
Yeah, I want to start Ryan Cahill this year, and some of the big ones. We were talking about Stephen King. I do want to read The Dark Tower this year. At least start it, and then for sci-fi, I have. I want to pick up the Red Rising series again. I am on Iron Gold for that series, and then the other big one is The Expanse. I want to start The Expanse this year. Well,
dude, yes, I'm so glad to hear you say that, because, bro, okay, so one of the series I started this year that I cannot get enough of is Christopher Rocchio's Sun Eater. And I was like that dude that was like, sci-fi, not for me. I was so wrong. My dude. Oh, Beth. Ashes of Man in hardcover. Oh, I'm so jealous. There's
somebody tell me what's all because I went looking for these books for the series in hardcover, and they're stupid expensive. So could somebody please tell me why they're so expensive?
Because I'll tell you why. And I've researched this, and I'm very much in want of those. And I'll tell you the whole thing. So he was with DAW Books, DAW, and you all know that publisher. And he was a editor for them first, and he has changed publishers to Baen, Baen, and they are now publishing from book 3 on. Now his new book, I don't remember the newest book, something of Gods, etc., will be in hardcover. But if you go on eBay, the UK covers are like $1,600 for the whole spiel. I've been following this one post that, if I ever strike rich real quick, I'm buying them. But right now, it's just a wish. So the first 3 or 4 books are like kind of been overtaken as far as publishing, so they're still printing more, and he hopes one day that they will be back out in hardcover. And if you can get those first 3 or 4 books, more power to you. I got the last copy of Silverstone Books of Howling Dark, and that's what I'm reading right now. That's just book 2.
I was hearing there were shortages on paperbacks too, though, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
See, we're lucky here in Canada. Everything's a little bit behind, so the shortages hit us a little later. So I got my first 3 of his on time. So I'm safe for now.
I seen you say that in the Discord. I was like, oh man. So I got that second book. No, hey man, more power to you for sure. Because look, he's one of those guys that I see in 10 years, like the test of time, he will make it through that. Like his books are so brilliant. And so when I read a science fiction, what I want are a couple things. I want my mind to be blown, right? So I want my mind to be expanded so far that I was like, I didn't even know this was possible, which he has done. And those themes, right, that kind of play into that same idea, just at the same time, like, I don't know. He's brought these themes into my life that I just did not know that I could absorb. And it's so special.
You mentioned The Expanse. I feel like Christopher Rocchio took it to a whole other level, you know? So having read, I think, the first 7 of in The Expanse, I mean, it's fantastic, but I'm already more a fan of Christopher Rocchio. Like, he's just that good, you know? So I hope he gets his own TV show on Prime at some point.
He will. So Beth, what was you saying?
Did you guys read the short story?
No, I have not made it there yet. Nope.
I got as far as Howling Dark.
Okay, that's where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
I love that. So, who are we just at with their TBR?
I mean, I could go on, but I'm done.
Okay, I love it. So Chris is that guy that's like, he's just like K for me. So it's like, what should I be reading? Let's check K. Let's check Christopher. Let's check Tori, because they're in tune with like the latest and the greatest indie authors. So they've got that for me. So for as far as the TBR goes, let's do a real quick flip, and we'll go up to Corey real quick, and then we're going to go to my man Isaac. So Corey, what are we reading in 2024, man?
Well,
what are we writing?
Well, writing wise, I'm writing The Bloods of a Withering Kingdom, which is book 2 to this.
Dude, that cover.
This is my sprayed edge version.
I know that you weren't here when I was talking about you, because I filled in for like 45 seconds when you dipped out for a sec, because I know that technical error. I get it. But you've reinvented yourself in the most beautiful of ways.
Well, that was a tricky thing, because what happened was I got invited for the Black Friday sale that was going on, and I was pretty excited for that. So I put my information in and then got it all set up, and I was real excited when they announced the collages of all the covers. And my initial reaction was, that's awesome to see my book compared with everybody else's. My second reaction was, my book
He was
looks
right
like
there with
shit.
Ryan Cahill, guys.
So my second reaction was, my book looks like shit compared to everybody else's. So I immediately was like, I need a new cover. So then I went and, what's that?
I was going to say, who is that artist that you redid with your new covers?
So the ones who did this one is Shelley Campbell. She's also an author.
Man,
and
she did wonderful.
She did this one, and she also did the prequel novella, which is the Gold Dragon. It's Karn that's on there. She also did the Dragon for book 2 that's coming out, and she is currently working on the one for book 3, because I like to try to get all that shit planned out. Yeah, and I ended up buying some AI art, and I forget how to pronounce his name. Is it Yao Silva?
Mm-hmm. Joao.
He reached out to me and suggested that it might be AI, and I had another dragon on her, the AI one, and I was pretty excited about it because that really boosted everything. So I saw the biggest jump in hype for my book was with the AI cover. So then when I found out it was AI, I was pretty devastated there.
Man,
But I refuse to use AI. I'll go back to shit cover before I do that.
my dude.
So, and Shelly reached out to me and she said that she'd do it no charge. And
Wow.
It's nice.
I refused at first, but you know, she convinced me to do it. And I mean, the amount of, I don't know if you can see it real well in here, but the detailing of the art.
It's
I mean,
beautiful.
The
first
contrast.
It's beautiful. Yeah.
The contrast is amazing.
Yes. So, you know, and she did that one, and she did the prequel novella for free, and I immediately was like, well, I'm just gonna start commissioning you. I'm gonna pay you for the rest of the whole series. I got to. So we've kind of locked in some deals for the whole series.
My dude. All right. So you've talked about your books. Let's hear some things you want to read in 2024.
So my biggest hype is of Empires and Dust from Veronica Hill.
Of course.
My initial my whole thing is dragons. It's got to be. So I'm also looking forward to finally starting Dragon Mage from M.L. Spencer. I want to dive into the Echo Saga from Philip Quintrell. And then I've kind of been starting to get into other books. I recently just did H.C. Newell's Curse of the Fallen.
Bro,
and that book is way different than what I usually am into, but now I definitely want to get through that. And then last year I got onto Rob J. Hayes' Ties That Bind series. I'd like to finish that series out. So finding those twists of, it's not quite grim, or at least I don't consider it grim.
Sure.
But it's definitely it's darker.
I love that.
I definitely want to get on Tori's book. That one's pretty high.
It's so good.
I want to read it. And of course, and then I gotta get Caden's. I gotta get Caden's book, the Alligator Fragmented Vineyard. I want to get that one.
Okay. I love it, man. I love it. Love it. Isaac, my man, what's up with your 2024 reads, brother?
Oh boy, I want to go classic.
Go classic with us,
man.
Go classic.
I bought a full collection of Conan the Barbarian because I've never read any of them,
bro.
So I might as well get all of them. So I've been reading through that. I also got Pathlighter by Rob Leigh. Looking forward to read that.
So good.
And
bro, so good.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it. Assassin's Apprentice by Rob Hobb.
Yes.
Yeah, that's good.
And Brian Lee Durfee, The Forgetting Moon.
Oh yeah.
I got that one too. And then before I used to live in Oklahoma, our library there had a bunch of Tad Williams.
Okay.
And yeah, man, I was working through his Other Land series, and the way I would do it is I would check out the book. I'm a pretty slow reader, so I would read about 300 pages of it and return it. Mm-hmm. And then a couple weeks later, I'm like, oh, I want to read some more of that book. I go back. I remember what page I'm on roughly. Check it out again. So I moved. I can't check it out anymore. So I need to buy a copy and finish the Other Land series.
I respect it. Tad Williams is that guy that is like, I'm reaching for him right now. I'm like, I got to read that guy. I'm not there yet.
That's great.
Okay, I respect it.
He predicted internet culture before it happened.
It's so sad that I didn't know that he was still kicking. I love. Yeah, there's wonderful authors that sometimes, and I'm like, oh man, I hear about those guys back in the 70s, and sometimes I'm like, if I mention them, sometimes I want to interview them. I'm like, sometimes I don't know if they're still here.
Cocaine may have helped them.
Oh, sometimes Stephen King made it through the cocaine.
The cocaine years. Yep.
Yeah.
Tori, oh my goodness, I cannot wait to hear what you're reading in 2024.
Hopefully a lot of things. I also have Durfee on my potential TBR for this year. Live Ship Traders. I'm going to go into that this year, which I'm very excited about. It's been altogether too long since I've read some Robin Hobb. What am I even looking at here? I'm going to finish the current volumes of the Collation Saga by Andrew D. Meredith, and probably some more Daniel Abraham. That's definitely happening this year. I don't know if I'm going to start Dagger and Coin or start The Expanse. I haven't decided which one I'm going to feel first. And let's see. A lot. I'm finally going to read Sword of Kaigen. Finally.
Oh yes.
So
that special edition came out, and I'm like, man, I missed it, but I'm gonna grab that.
Yeah, mine's back there
quick.
too. That was the one special edition. I'm usually very careful not to buy them until I've read the book, but that one I was like, I'm buying it. I don't care.
It's out. It's out because I bought the special edition and I don't have it.
Oh really?
Really? Yeah.
Oh, hit up.
Yeah, I've had mine for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think mine I had for about a month too. Yeah.
Christopher Novel's got that special edition.
I saw Zach in the thread here too. I forgot that I have his Kickstarter on my list as well.
I just see Mike's reviews, man. I look, Zach, if you're still here, brother, man, I told you this when we talked, but I wish I was around this space when that Kickstarter was live. I know that there was a little bit of like a still, hey, if you missed it, buy it. I wasn't able to, but man, it's so beautiful. I mean, even all the way down into the bookmark. Oh, just
have you gotten a chance to start Threadlight?
Huh?
Have you gotten a chance to start Threadlight yet?
Yes, I have. I've read the full first book, man, and it's wonderful. It's so good. I love it.
I did the whole trilogy back to back. I did a reread right afterwards.
Man, Zach's in here and he respects it. I'm sure he does. We have the Sword of Kaigen special edition too. Of course you do. You and Bookborn, you guys got that deal, dude. You guys got it in the back with your Captain America's this shield, and you guys are just punching away. I know you are. Love it. Love the vibe that you and your wifey puts out. Love it absolutely to the end. So Mike. Oh, there he is. What are you reading in 2024? You're not allowed to read your own books. Come on now.
I've read them enough. Trust me. So I am starting back. I don't know why I stopped, but The Assassins of Grin and Secrets by Katie Andrews.
Okay.
I liked it. I really liked it, and I stopped, and I don't know why. So I'm jumping back in. Then there's some author no one's heard of him. I'm sure he wrote The Black Crown.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Johnny
that.
Douglas.
Yep, John's. That's a
yeah,
hit.
who's that guy?
Love
I'm
it,
doing
man.
Nice. I'm doing the audio for Deathless Beast by Andrew Meredith, read by Andrew.
Good dude.
Oh, what a great guy! Let's just say that right now.
So those are the three that I have started and I'm on right now, and I'm not going to start anymore till I finish them. But then I got The Book That Wouldn't Burn. And then I want to do sci-fi, and Ryan Skeffington's coming up on my channel, so I'll probably read
That's
his.
my dude. He already knows he's got a spot. He already knows. What's up, Ryan?
There he is.
Good evening, friends.
You've got a wonderful set. You've got a beard going on. You've got the hair going on. Something I can never pull off.
I couldn't either, man.
Subscribers
okay.
on YouTube.
It's all right.
Yeah.
I have to tell you guys a secret. So when I was 16, I was like, let's just shave it. So I'm 33. I've been shaving my head for so many years. It's okay. You have entered at this time where we're talking about our 2024 TBR. Let's hear some things that you're reading, Ryan.
So I've got one that I started, didn't quite get it done. So I'm going to go back to The Shadow of the Gods by John Gwynne.
Bro, I'm reading The Hunger right now, and it's so good.
I really struggle to write and read at the same time because it influences my writing so much.
Yes.
But one that I really enjoyed while I was writing is Priory of the Orange Tree. It is a heckin' chunk.
That's a chunker, bro.
So much fun. What that book taught me was how to write emotionally charged scenes that make you feel a certain way. And I was like, oh, this is wonderful. Now I get it. But I would like to try out the prequel novel for that one. I don't have the
Mhm.
name off the top of my head. But that, some indie books. Probably going to read book 2 of mine like 15 times while I'm editing it. That's just writer life. That probably fills out the TBR for the year.
All right. Hey, respect it, man. Look, if you guys haven't watched me and Ryan's interview, we dipped in some wonderful, wonderful things. Go check that out. We may have
That
cried
sucker was a
together.
tearjerker, for the record.
Yeah.
Oh, great interview, but you jerk. I needed like recovery time after that.
Dude, you got to pause that bad boy a couple times and grab your
I'm
tissue.
sorry. I had to do it to him.
He did it to me. He did. Ryan Skeffington, great author, great interview. Wonderful. Thank you for popping in, my friend. I'm glad your wife allowed you to do that. It's a joke because we're both we know what we're saying. So I love that, guys. I've heard a lot of the same books that I'm going to be reading, a lot of some different ones, which are just as wonderful. Charlie Cavendish, a guy that, man, when it comes to written reviews, he's just a guy that I look up to and absolutely love it. Love it, love it, love it. So thank you for popping in, Charlie. And Beth, thank you so much for popping in. You're the best. You know this. I'm absolutely always on your side. And Mike, you the same, brother.
It was a real honor. Congratulations. That is amazing.
Thank you so much. I've had so much fun hanging out with you both. You're the best. Thank you so much for popping in.
Yeah, and it was so great chatting with you guys. Have a nice night.
Always.
Good night.
Bye.
Made between the pages.
Bye, Mike.
Bye, Mike.
Made between the pages.
Whoa.
Thank you so much for popping in. PL Stewart. After that interview, I was like, oh man, I've seen your page before, but now I'm paying attention. So thank you so much for popping in. So we've heard some. Where's my guy? There he is. All right, man. I didn't even mean to pop you off there.
No, I hit the back button. I'm on my phone. I hit the back button to
Even
close
Corey
the whole
hit the
thing.
back button, guys. So some other. So I'm going to lead into the second half, or the I have more than are just here. I just grabbed some real quick ones. So Alex Robbins sent me this from France, and I'm just so thankful because I've seen the bill. So very, very thankful for him. I'm excited to dip into the War of the 12 series. This is the omnibus. This is the biggest book I own. Like if somebody breaks in, I'm knocking them out with this book for sure. Very excited. Oh, dropped one. There's the other one that I wanted to hold up.
Don't break your desk.
Yep. Bought this from Walmart, and that's weird because I never expected them to have like sprayed edges. But The Hobbit, I have not read The Hobbit, guys.
Oh,
yes.
yeah. Read The
I have
Hobbit.
not read.
Read The Hobbit.
I feel like, sorry. There's the gate. There's the kitchen chair. Okay. So The Hobbit has been one that I've saved on purpose. And it's for my oldest, who is almost 5, he's 4, to reach that age, to read it to him. So I'm very excited to read that.
Now, have you read The Lord of the Rings or not? I haven't heard you say.
No.
Okay,
I have not.
Yeah. Because if you had me, I read The Hobbit when I was younger, but it kind of flew over my head because I was too young. Then I read The Lord of the Rings, loved it. Then I went back, and that's hard because if you go back from Lord of the Rings to The Hobbit, it's kind of written at a lower level and kind of intentionally. It's great, it's beautiful, but it's just it's not what you're getting from that epic level, over detailed Lord of the Rings that you know and love. So just brace yourself. It might not be. Anyways, that's all I'll say.
It's beautiful.
No,
it
is
I love
great.
that.
It was
So
actually
thank
one of
you
our
for
assigned
sharing.
books for school.
Fair,
It wasn't for me. Like The Outsiders was, which I paid enough attention during class to know what it was about because I definitely
Big
didn't
old
read.
pony boy.
Yeah.
That
So,
surprised me because you're only a couple hours south of me. And we live in the same
Yeah.
state.
Yeah, me and
Yeah.
so fun fact, me and Corey are like from the exact same spot in the map. Like
How far are you
almost
from
the
Columbus?
like an hour and 20 minutes.
Okay, that's where I
Yeah.
was born. So
Yeah. Chillicothe is where I'm at, the first capital of Ohio. But Ken Warner had a wonderful Kickstarter this year, but he sent me his what is it? Forgive me for not knowing what 4 books is, but he sent me his first 4 books, and I cannot wait to get to them. So this is the first, called Wizard. This is the second. I just included it because I plan to read it as well. This is Witch, Ken Warner. This one I'm very excited about. This is Steve McHugh's Those Who Dwell in Darkness. This is like a murder mystery with like, let's see, like a vampire versus human kind of deal, which isn't something. That cover. Yeah, dude, it's so beautiful. It's got, look at that dog. Like, don't mess with that dog, right? So much looking forward to that one. A Witch is Born by Philip Martin, another wonderful indie author, which he did send me some like, hey, we've got some dark themes in this book. You probably couldn't have talked me into it better than to send me that warning. I don't know if anybody agrees with me.
What was the murder mystery vampire book you said before that?
Yeah, of course. By Steve McHugh, Those Who Dwell in Darkness.
I really needed another book on my TBR today.
Yeah, dude. I cannot wait. It just came out. Steve
sounds like a healthy opposite of the what's that vampire comedy in the shadows, you know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
What We Do in the Shadows.
What We Do in the Shadows. Yeah, so this is like the healthy opposite of that. Perfect.
Absolutely. So very excited. One that I've dedicated a whole month to, my man, my dude.
Yes.
One of the guys that I have not given enough time to because he was one of the very first to send me his books. E.C. Greaves, man, Daughter of the Beast.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be reading the trilogy. I haven't decided which month yet. So we've got Daughter of the Beast, Sister of the Dead, and we've got Mother of the Bond. And he wrote all of these on his phone to a job he didn't like on a train that he rode to work.
He did the covers himself too, right? I heard that only recently.
Dude. Yeah,
that's insane. Like that's the thing. Some of the indie authors in this space have so much freaking talent. I can barely, get through my own writing, let alone learn another skill. I don't know how these guys do it. It's amazing.
It is amazing. So one of the things that I'm going to kind of close with is, man, look, I've got 3 toddlers, a newborn. Well, she's 4 months, close. But one of the things that I wanted to end with is some people I'm chatting with next. Because, look, those people who are coming forward are the people who I'm excited to get to, who continue to support me. And most of those I've chatted with before. So tomorrow I'm going to be live interviewing for the first time Philip C. Quantrell, who's sold over 700,000 copies of his Echo Saga worldwide. That's amazing. 700,000 copies, guys. So I'm going to be gushing during that whole interview. So the 19th will be, let me check. I know who I think it is, but I want to make sure that I'm right. Is going to be, so Anna Smith Spark has been on the channel before. She's going to be on with Michael R. Fletcher, the co-author of In the Shadow of Their Dying, which I got an e-arc to, which is, oh my gosh. If you like grim, dark, disturbing prose, look nowhere else. Look nowhere else, because there's some things said in that book that made me feel a way I never thought I could feel. It's not out yet. It will be coming out, I believe, in March. I'm not sure. But it's fantastic, and it's dark, and it's wonderfully dark. And I'm so happy to be talking with them. So again, on the 19th, Anna Smith Spark and Michael R. Fletcher. And then on the 20th, I can't even believe I'm going to say this, but Adrian Tchaikovsky is going to be here on the 20th.
Cannot wait to speak with him. Have on the 19th in the evening.
Well, I have forgotten. Let's see here. Hold on. Don't say it. I'm going to look at I put my interview schedule out like a month ahead of time, and then I forget everybody. Jenny Wirtz.
Big name.
Yeah, dude. She's going to be on the same day as Anna Smith Spark and Michael R. Fletcher. She'll be on at 9 p.m. So that will be so much fun.
That's awesome.
Very excited for everybody to come. What I'm also excited, though, very much for, is for everybody surrounding me right now, is just moving forward, watching them. Jim, I'm going to put you up. I'm going to throw him up real quick. My dude. So my wife is a graphic designer, and he had this wonderful idea to like make my kind of like motto what it is. And I'm going to throw it up because he's the man. Boom. There's Jim. Fear the beard. He came up with that.
Beard.
So, man, Jim McCleary, thank you so much, man. You've shown me so much support. I love what you and your wife's about. You absolutely make my day. So thank you so much. Tonight, guys, thank you so much for being a part of this. I honestly couldn't thank you anymore. Anybody that has been here, who have left, and who is still here, man, I know, Ryan, you got in at the end of it, my dude, but I'm so thankful you've been here. Anybody else who've been here as well, Tori, Chris, Corey, Isaac, Tim, I appreciate you all. And I hope you have the best of nights. I hope you get the sound of sleep. I hope your kids get the sound of sleep. And we will talk very soon. Thank you for celebrating this 1,000 subscribers goal for me. More to come. And I hope you all will join me in the future. Thank you all so much.
Congrats,
everybody.
Love you, bro.
Thank you, guys. All right. We will end the stream now.